Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for another live stream. It's been a few days since our last live stream, but I want to say thank you very much to everybody who watched the It's Not Really a Dragon, apparently, and some people were upset by the way I said it, but anyways, I'm glad people enjoyed the dragon video. That was great to see. It was really fun to record. And yeah, so today I want to focus on the Cessna Grand Caravan because that received quite a few updates when Sim Update 2 first released. And yeah, so I think we'll do some medevac missions with it and have a good old time. But before we do that, I want to kind of go through that changelog really quick, just in case you don't know. So for the... wait, hang on. I need to look at something really quick, because I just saw that... I'm pretty sure it's always like that, but... let me double check. Yes, it is. Okay, we're good. So anyways, for the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan EX, the pilot and co-pilot light switches have been inverted, fixed an issue causing the 208B's G1000 to be affected by standby altimeter baro setting, added scientific cabin, the airframe LOD 456, strange shadows removed from wing textures, bulbs of floodlights in the C208B cockpit are now glowing when lights are turned on, a livery medevac freelance 1, obsolete selection tag deleted, modular structure issues related to navgraph fixed for scientific observation parts added to airframe, fixed normal map scale factor too high on airframe, added seatbelt in cabin for passengers, fixed dirt effects, fixed screen reflectivity wrongly set as metallic for medic ventilator aircraft object, fixed nav lights which were not functional, menu thumbnails have changed, cargo and... oh. I'm good, why did this pop up? It's not the time to celebrate 50 years, Microsoft. Goodness. Anyways, cargo and medevac livery color schemes fixed, adjusted autopilot PIDs to fix Dutch roll motion when on autopilot. So I think that was the kind of going back and forth that was going on with the Grand Caravan at times. So we'll see if that's truly been fixed. Floats landing gear visual reworked more accurately, fixed seatbelts randomly stretching in midair, fixed co-pilot sun visor bad animation, fixed missing texture on rear doors mud splash effects, removed duplicated remove before flight ribbons, added detail map on cockpit, added a G1000 version without heading knob, airframe textures improved, fixed seatbelts clipping with pilot and co-pilot, fixed holes in windshield's frame geometry, fixed all panel screws being identically rotated, fixed front gear screws clipping with bodywork, fixed airframe geometry disappearing in the distance, fixed skydive cockpit interaction lag for skydive door control, fixed VR laser pointers not focusing on panel, fixed yoke not handled by VR controllers, thermal camera sim attachment added to scientific variation, added new visual element for float variation, and fixed gear lever position at spawn on runway are the changes that the Grand Caravan received when Sim Update 2 released, and we're going to dive into it in career mode for some lovely medevac missions. Hello, Sir Quack. Hello, hello. I don't even remember where... oh, shoot. I don't think I've done... I bought a bunch of planes just to have them, and I don't think I've ever done the animation here, so... very good. Now we get to see about 10 plays. Oops. But yeah, hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Monday, and looking forward to diving into the Grand Caravan. Haven't really flown it too much as of late, so it'll be nice to test things out and go from that. We'll eventually finish looking at all the planes I bought. Oh, man. You know, I've got to be honest, I don't think this cutscene needs to exist anyways. I mean, I know where I just put the plane. Like, it just seems kind of pointless. But maybe that's just me, but you know. I guess if you buy a bunch of planes, leave the sim, and then come back to it a few days later, like I just did, it's great to know where I bought the planes, and... how many planes did I buy? Oh, thank goodness, we're done. Alright. So I don't even know where in the world my Grand Caravan is. Oh, well that was lucky. Okay, there it is. I don't want to do too long of a flight here. I mean, we don't need to go too crazy. There's 2.5. 3 hours. Is there anything less than 2? I think 2.5 is probably the least amount. Just want to see if we can find a shorter one at all. But yeah, 2.5's looking like our best bet. Because I'd like to do some VIP stuff, but for some reason the VIP missions just aren't in this beta. So... you know what? I think what we're going to do is we'll probably just go to free flight. Oh, here's an hour and a half. Let's do that. That's better. There's another hour and a half. Yeah, let's pop over here, because I don't want to do too long of a flight here. So we'll go to Topeka, Kansas. Excellent. Do I have something else? 44,000. Oh, yeah, we're not. Nope. Come on, give me my Grand Caravan, please. Only $433,000 to move it, which is honestly cheaper than I thought. All right. Excellent. I don't think I've ever seen that hangar before. That's kind of nice in here. Medevac. Thankfully nothing too long, because I didn't really want to do a free flight, but I definitely wasn't doing 2.5 hour long flights. Resource usage exceeds GPU memory capacity. I don't believe you. Hi, Grand Caravan. Nice being back.
Captain. We've got a great team aboard with Dr. Hart and Nurse Austin. Co-pilot David Barker, glad to help you today.
But yeah, regarding the Sim Update 2, just for whatever reason, VIP and private charter missions just do not exist at the moment. I'm hoping one of these next beta builds is going to bring that back, because I want to dive back into the Corvallis, dive into the Diamond, because that received quite a few updates as well. And of course, my Bonanza. Really want to fly those since those have been fixed, but... I mean, we could do first flights and flight sim, but that's just... Nobody wants to see that first stream, so... We're just not going to be doing that. Beacon, strobe, nav, taxi. We'll get all the lights on, why not?
Forbes ground, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2, 9er 14, ready to copy IFR clearance to Kilo Oscar Papa Lima.
Alright, so... First of all, get rid of this ugly map. There we go. And we're going to be going to 10,000 feet.
Cleared to Kilo Oscar Papa Lima, as filed, runway tree 1. Maintain flight level 290. Departure frequency is
and let's go ahead and change this.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2.
Get on good old nav mode. Heading over there. Beautiful, I think we're ready to go here. Do we have all of our clearance? No, I think we're waiting for them to give... Oh.
Forbes ground, CTWN 32.
It's alright, we can talk over the person giving us a little status on what's going on back there. Don't really care, to be completely honest with you. I'm just here to fly a Grand Caravan. Whatever's going on back there, I don't really care about it. Hello, everybody. I'm not sure. You know what? I don't know if we've ever. We might have done it a long time ago, but it's been a while since we've done a medevac mission with the Grand Caravan. So,
Taxi to and hold short runway tree, one using taxiway Bravo.
Halloween, welcome,
runway,
welcome.
Tree Bravo, CDWN 32, Mike
3-1. Oop, wrong button. Should be a short taxi, not too bad. Jason lives. It has been a long time. Welcome back. How are you doing this fine Monday? Alright, let me double check all the audio here. Make sure it's sounding good. Here in the Grand Caravan in all its glory. Alright, sounds good. Oh, where did all the... Oh, there we go. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Where do my arrows go? Even though it's a relatively simple taxi here. And doing great, Jason. Doing pretty great. I'm going to adjust my heading here because we're going to be going the other way. Well, no, we're actually good. Because we're going to just turn right ourselves, and then we'll go into autopilot, and then it can intercept the magenta line. It'll be fantastic. But yeah, hopefully everybody's been having a fantastic time with Sim Update 2. If you have joined, hopefully your experience on PC and the Xbox is better. If you're interested, we did do an Xbox-only stream last week, so if you're interested to see what Sim Update 2 is doing for the Xbox side of things, highly recommend checking that out. And again, like I said in the beginning, really glad everybody enjoyed that dragon video. I still can't get over how good that thing looked in the sim. Oh man, that was great. Sim Update 2 is, as I've been saying, is planned for the end of April. How are we doing, co-pilot? Ready for this flight to wherever we're going? I don't even know. I know we're on Topeka. It's just nice being back in the Grand Caravan, honestly, because, I mean, it's always a plane that I've loved flying in any flight simulator, so... But this thing was just always in a hurricane for some reason. I'm really interested to see. I know there's a little bit of wind right now, but hopefully that's been turned down at some point. I mean, I've never seen anything specifically for it, but it's alright. We're professionals. We'll get this thing on the ground no matter what. And this thing's brand new, so I don't have to worry about any fuel right now or maintenance. A little break here. Well, I don't really need the arrows anymore because we're just going to bank to the left here once we get to this little change over here. And then we'll be good to go. But yeah, I thought I'd lay off on the streams for a little bit because I'm sure people were getting sick of the sick voice the whole time last week. Oh, and then also, I'm glad everybody enjoyed the video over the third beta build, you know, letting you know what the changelog was and all that. They've been really good at posting the new builds when I'm not around. So hopefully this week I have a bit more luck and I can do everything here, but... Unbelievable. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Get a little breaks here. I need to see something, because... Hang on. Just want to make sure everything's set the way I want it to be. It looks like it is. Perfect. Is my DLSS set, though? Because I'm noticing a lot of... Yeah, it is quality. Interesting. Because I'm just noticing a lot of... I don't know if it's just a specific model or what's the deal, but... I'm noticing a lot of stuff on the edges here. It is odd that I catch a live feed. Took a day off today. All very nice. Hopefully you're enjoying that day off, Eric. Go ahead and get some flaps in here. I think 1 notch should be plenty. We can always go for 2. That looks like too much. Oh, of course. Now we're speeding. Very good. But again, not our career profile, so really could care less. That's fine. Not too worried about that. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really worried about aviator performance in the sim itself, even with our normal profile, so... I'll be more worried about that when that gets still more fine-tuned. I mean, obviously the taxi speeding, that's my fault, but there's other stuff that just shouldn't be happening when it does, so that's why I'm not too particularly worried about it. The only thing that sucks is, of course, if you do get a lower rating, you're getting less of a bonus for payout. But if you're flying a CJ4 for VIP, it doesn't really much matter anyways, because you're still making a boatload of cash. I'm ready for takeoff, Tower.
Forbes Tower, CEWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914 at runway Tree 1 ready for departure, IFR to Kilo Oscar Papa Lima.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, altimeter tree 004, cleared for takeoff runway Tree 1.
I guess I've never changed the name on this.
Okay, doctor. Liver deficiency.
Limited build. We got no Medi-Cal call-outs.
Fine.
Alright, let's get up in the air here.
We're good in the back and clear to go. Cap. She has unexplained pain, but we have eased this for
Well,
now.
Doctor, I was gonna go even if you weren't ready. It's just like we had all that time to get everything set up on the taxi, so, I mean... Unbelievable. Power back just a little bit just to avoid over-torquing the engine, and off we go. A nice gentle takeoff. Bring that 1 notch of flaps back up. And off we go. Alright, let's go ahead and turn off those
Kansas
landing
City
lights.
Center, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, is passing 2,000 feet.
Oh, I'll keep this on
flight
still.
Level 290.
Alright, so let's go into autopilot, please.
Kansas City Center, altimeter tree 004.
Heading mode, let's get half bank mode, or low bank. Interesting, it's low bank here. Oh, we're going to 29,000. I don't think this goes up to 29,000 feet. I am hitting all the wrong buttons. Thankfully now we can figure that out in the sim, because the aircraft ceiling is 25,000. Yeah, I assume so. So we're going to go ahead and just bring that down. Let's just do 9,000 feet. Get us to a 20,000 foot cruise altitude. Of course I can't do 9,000. Just bring it down 10,000. Let's go to 19.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2.
Still gonna work on that, because there's a lot of planes where it's giving you altitudes that don't make any sense. Not sure why it was 29,000 anyways, because our EFB was showing 10,000. It still is, so yeah, I don't know. Still some things to work on with that, for sure.
And maintain flight level 190. CTWN 32,
Interesting, can import
Mike Echo
routes
Delta
now
2914.
in the sim. That's pretty cool. So when you're doing stuff on planner.flightsimulator.com, the official flight planner that you can use on a tablet, phone, PC, you can now bring that in directly in the sim as opposed to loading it in from the main menu. That's pretty cool. I think that was added in the last beta build, if I remember correctly. Let's also get nav mode on here, and we should be good to go. Oh, also, let's get this up to 19,000. Perfect. If you scroll back, we went through the changelog of the Grand Caravan. What phrase do pilots say when they start their engine? That would be clear, you know?
If you feel any turbulence...
That is correct. If you feel any turbulence, don't worry, it's normal. I'm pretty sure that the only plane that ever has anything with oxygen that you need to toggle is pretty much the PC-12, even though it's broken. I think everything here is already set to auto in these aircraft. Alright, we met up with our magenta line. It's about to follow that. Heading should be off. It is. Gonna bring that power back just a little bit. I mean, I think we were actually good where it was. I already brought that back just a little bit. We'll keep that 1,000 feet per minute. I think that's fine. Yeah, like I said, the only planes that really need that is the PC-12, but I mean, we can just turn it on, but I don't think it does anything anyways. Not too worried about it. Alright, get our EFB back on to us here. I might bring our cruise altitude down a bit more anyways, because we're going through the flatlands of America, so don't have to worry about any mountains or hills or anything, so it's really not that big of a deal to get up to 19,000, but we'll just see how we're doing. Because I mean, we're already starting to lose. I can bring up the power just a little bit. Just make sure we're staying in the green, which we're not there. I'll bring that back. Bring that back. There we go. Because, yeah, I mean, if we start getting the stall speed, I can just lower that anyways. Hello, JT. Welcome, welcome.
Kansas City Center, CTWN 32.
Bring that to 11,000.
Echo Delta 2914. Request 11,000 feet.
Because I don't feel like
CTWN 32.
going all the way up to 19,000.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. CTWN 32.
And if ATC starts giving us crap about it, I'm just gonna
David? Any
get rid of IFR.
42, Mike Echo Delta 2, 9er.
Because I don't want them freaking out about you're 5,000 feet below your assigned altitude. And I don't really care.
Good to know. It's already noted in the file. Thanks.
127.725. CTWN 32. Mike Echo
But yep, if you're
Delta
just joining, we're
2914.
diving into the updated Grand Caravan that was updated when the Sim Update 2 beta build first came out a couple weeks ago. And we're doing a medevac mission in career mode. Shouldn't be too long of a flight, maybe an hour and a half. Definitely wasn't trying to go for any longer flights for sure.
Kansas City Center, altimeter tree 004. Radar contact. Continue to Goes.
I mean, you're pretty much wanting to flare once you're getting the callouts for about, 40, 30, 20. That's when you're already starting to wanting to have the nose up and let the plane diminish its airspeed so that way you can kind of just float to the ground, because you're wanting the plane to meet the ground on its own as opposed to you doing anything. So yeah, pretty much when you're getting those callouts of 50, 40, 30, you're already wanting to get that flare going, because in that way the plane is just going to slowly bleed its airspeed and then have a nice meeting with the ground, which should give you a relatively soft landing. And we're almost to our new cruise altitude of 11,000 feet. Once we gain some more speed, we can always raise it up again if we really want to. But I mean, we're already chugging along at this point at 115 knots trying to get to 11,000 feet. So obviously the higher we go, the more our performance degrades and all that good stuff. And then once we do reach our cruise, I mean, we can probably go high idle anyways
Just standard procedure.
at this point. We can bring our prop RPM back as well.
Cruising, Doctor, you okay?
Received. Thanks for keeping the flight steady.
Oh, I guess we're doing a test. I wasn't even paying attention. Hey, how's it? Oh, they actually, wow. What in the, I never realized there's actually an animation for the doctor to actually go over to the patient. That's pretty interesting. I don't know. I've done a few medevac missions and I've never even seen that. But yeah, hopefully that works out for you, JT. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, I thought they always just sat in the chair. That's pretty neat. Hey, doctor, I know this is probably distracting you, but how's everything going with the
Results
Oh,
are okay, doctor. We're
okay.
here.
You can fly as required. I would hope so. We just got to
Jessica
cruise
is
altitude.
stable. Proceed at this cruising altitude.
But yeah, so far autopilot's doing fantastic. No little bobbing back and forth. I mean, obviously there's some turbulence from the wind, but we have a great tailwind going on. 23 knot winds pushing us forward, giving us a nice boost to our flight here. I brought the prop RPM down to 90% because, I mean, we don't need to be going full power all the way. Cruising at about 155 knots. I mean, if we want, we do have a little bit of play on our throttle. We can bring that up. I'm just wanting to make sure we don't end up in the yellow, which, again, the ITT is in the yellow, so I'm going to bring it back a little bit again. Torque is in the green, and NG is in the green as well. Because obviously this has something to do with temperature, since we got the Celsius in here, so 809 degrees Celsius. I'll just bring it back a little bit. We'll just cruise at that speed we were at. That works. Have you tried the FS Interceptor? I don't know what that is. So I have not. Oh, is that $30 like IFR thing? No, I don't need to deal with all that. If that's what that is. If not, then yeah, I don't know what it is. And it is, Eric.
You are doing great, Jessica. Hardcore.
Jessica, don't listen to the doctor. There's nothing hardcore about this. You got a paper cut back in Topeka. I don't even know why we're doing this airlift for you for a paper cut, but here we are. So no, you're not hardcore. And doctor, quit supporting this behavior. This is an overreaction to a paper cut, okay? I mean, look at all the resources we're using for this aircraft when somebody could be having a heart attack. But no, we're transporting somebody because they have a paper cut. It's unnecessary. But to be fair, I don't really care because I'm getting paid the same regardless if it's a heart attack or paper cut. So, I mean, whatever, but still, it's ridiculous. So, unbelievable. Can you believe this, co-pilot? This is ridiculous, isn't it? Anyways. How's the flight model? I mean, everything's going fantastic so far. Got a nice tailwind going on. 24 knot winds now. I believe they fixed the autopilot where it was kind of going back and forth, doing that little left, right, left, right. I think this was one of the planes that was doing that, so things have been nice and smooth so far.
Are there any concerns or update about my sister's status?
As we said, we're monitoring closely
I don't know how planes really do that in real life, but I feel like they're overly aggressive turns. It doesn't matter what plane you're in the sim, but doing those slight little adjustments, I don't think a plane would really rock that fast and then go back to level because of a slight change in the flight path. I don't know, it's just, that's one thing I've always found a bit odd. I don't know how it actually is in real life. I'm assuming it's a nice smooth turn as opposed to the aggressiveness that it does in pretty much every plane in the sim for those slight heading changes. It always looks a bit odd. Let's see here. Unbelievable, Adam. If I got a paper cut while hiking in the mountains, you better believe I will call in a medevac. Well, Eric, you better be prepared to pay my minimum of $150,000 just to even go out. That's not even counting everything else that's involved in the pricing. So, I mean, I try to be, reasonable with my pricing, but typically it's about, just a little bit of pocket change, about $5.8 million per rescue. So, I mean, yeah, if you're willing to pay that, then absolutely we'll be coming out for that paper cut in the wilderness. We're already on low bank button. It's already on. And yes, Eric, of course, as usual, we do utilize all of the cheats that are included in the aircraft, including autopilot, heading mode, nav mode, all of that. So, absolutely. Abso-fruitly.
Doctor, do you need any assistance with anything?
Alright, David, I'm going to be honest, you're talking a little too much for paper cut right now. This is not a serious situation, as I was discussing earlier. I'm not sure why you're freaking out so much. Your sister is going to be fine. You could have probably just put a band-aid on it if you were really that concerned about it and moved on with your day. But here we are about an hour later, flying in a Grand Caravan for a medevac mission for your sister's paper cut. So if you talk one more time, I will be handing you a complimentary parachute, and I will open that door behind you, and you can kindly jump out, and we will call you on your sister's progress on the healing of this very severe case of the paper cut. So, just so you know, sir. Thank you. Unbelievable. These people, man. Every time I'm flying these medevac missions, these people are like overreacting every 2 seconds. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. But just ridiculous. I didn't start Medi-Cow to listen to all these people freak out about the simplest things, you know? Hello, Claudio. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Oh, God. Eric, that ship has sailed a long time ago. There is absolutely no way I'm handing out any complimentary drinks and snacks to anybody on board. It's just me and the co-pilot are the only ones going to be enjoying that. I mean, look at that. Shauna's already excited over here. She's like, I cannot wait for the bottle of water and half a peanut. So it's gonna be a great time up on the cockpit. I don't care if anybody back there has a peanut allergy. It's my plane. I can eat whatever I want. So don't like it, then go with somebody else, you know? That's the way I look at it. And it would shredding. Welcome to the stream. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody eventually makes like a parachute add-on, because all of those physics are in there for like the hot air balloons and all that. So, I mean, oh, and what is that thing called? Paracopter or something? So yeah, I mean, at some point there's definitely gonna be something parachute related in the sim, no doubt. And we might, Claudio, we might do that. Love the Caravan. My only issue is its speed for the length of the mission. Yeah, I mean, the thing that needs to happen in general for every aircraft in the sim is having a much wider range of mission lengths. Because right now, passenger transport is a great option, just for the fact that, you know, you can do a 5-minute mission, a 30-minute mission, a few hours long mission. And that should be the standard for every mission type. It's like if you want to do a medevac mission that's about a 30-minute flight, you can do that, or 40, stuff like that. That is absolutely one thing I still want to see from career mode, because not everybody always wants to do like a 3-hour flight. It's like, let me get a 40-minute flight in here if I want to, or any of that type of stuff would be really nice to see. I'm sure it'll come, but yeah, definitely at the top of my list for things I'd love to see for career mode. What's the amount billed to the insurance company for this ride? We're going to be probably around, I think the insurance covers about $3 worth of the $1.5 million payout that's going on here. So, I mean, if you have health care, I mean, it's going to be great. You'll only have to worry about $1,497,000 or so, give or take. So, really generous of the insurance company to pay for about $3 of this, which is nice. Lady needs painkillers for a paper cut. She's in rough shape. Yeah, we'll probably call a pan and go back to the airport we just took off from. Temperature's normal. Respiration's a bit low. Supplemental O2 should make it easier to breathe. Yeah. All that oxygen's flowing out the paper cut back here. There's a nice little view here. Oh, I've done plenty of missions with my own 737. We did a whole stream over that too last week with it. No issues. Been running perfect with that 737 now, which is nice. Certainly been enjoying it. I want to play the sim, but every time I load a career mode, I get the red error, man. I have, that's one thing. I think that was like an Xbox thing, wasn't it? But, I've never seen that, man. I always saw pictures of it, but yeah, over 700 hours and never ran into Redman. Never ran into Redman. It's free of charge and very easy. Oh. Very nice, Claudio. I don't know what we're talking about, but I like it. Of course, we should be getting beta. The thing I'm really loving about Sim Update 2 is the frequency of new versions of the beta. I'm still hoping to see heavy cargo and super heavy cargo become something that we can test out early. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll see, because I mean, my goodness, that A330 needs some updates. That thing is horrendous. If you were there for the stream that no longer exists, you know why. I mean, that thing was just horrendous to fly. Hated that thing with a passion. That was not good. And Monticello, are you on the Sim Update 2 build, or are you still on just the public release build? Just interested to know if it's something that's been changed in Sim Update 2 or what. But yeah, I mean, we've played on the Xbox too, and I've never seen that. I mean, we've played, of course, on the PC 97% of the time, but we've done some stuff on the Xbox as well. Be kind of cool if you could just hit random buttons and then hope nothing goes wrong. Just toggle all this on. For no reason at all. You eat the peanuts and then give them the salt that is left. Oh, see, that's a pretty good idea, because then I get to enjoy the fun part of it. We could always give them the shell as well. I mean, that's always exciting, you know, a little crunch. Fantastic. Hi, ma'am. How is your paper cut doing? I'm sure you're going through plentiful amounts of pain here. We'll be getting to the destination airport at some point. I don't even know. Haven't been paying attention. So, telephone. I want to use the telephone. Not used. Where are we going? I wasn't even paying. I haven't even looked. I know we're going to Louisiana.
32, Mike Echo Delta 2901 for contact Kansas City Center on 125.55. Good day.
Are we going to KLFT? Why is this like? What
I
is
can
going
check
on?
your eyes with my pen now.
125.55.
Oh no, there it is.
32, Mike
KOPL.
Echo Delta 2914. Kansas City Center.
Wow, this
CTW
runway
32,
is
Mike
seen
Echo
some
Delta
better days. What is going on here? Like a
2914.
resurface happened here, but then the older air runway is still here. Goodness, what kind of place are we going? Oh, helicopter. Is that a Bell? The Bell 407? I think that thing's still broken too, unfortunately. What in the... Did I just go... Okay, it just went back. I was really confused. I'm like, why are there two Bell 407s? But no, looks like a great airport. I don't know if we have any weather data. We do. We've got 10 knot winds, nothing too crazy, which is great to see. At least it's not 80 knot winds. So that's definitely a plus.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, contact Kansas City Center on 128.6. Good day.
128.6. CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta.
On the main menu, it
2914.
says release
Kansas City
notes.
Center,
That's how you check what beta
32,
build or what build you're on. I mean, if you didn't join the beta, then you're not in the beta.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 29.
Hook up the AED, attach the paddles, and be like, clear.
Radar contact.
Fixing to buy the PC-24 needs something faster. It goes 400 knots, and the Caravan does 200. The PC-24 is awesome, Jim. It's one of my favorite aircraft in career mode. Love that thing. The only thing you have to be wary of, make sure you're checking the airport that you're going to, because a lot of the time, because right now, I don't think it's changed yet, but the airports it picks is the same as what it picks for the PC-12. So sometimes you can run into an airport that's way too short for the 24. So definitely make sure you're paying attention to what airport you're going to. But if you're flying like the Middle East, Africa, or Australia, I mean, I've flown it mainly in Saudi Arabia. I've never had an issue with too short of a runway, so just something to keep in mind. By the way, we don't have a button on the Grand Caravan anymore. It does show a plane icon. Seems kind of small though. It seems like it would be should be a little bit bigger. We got no charts on this. I mean, obviously we can use it on the EFB, but always like checking now on the in-aircraft avionics system. It'll be cool when all of them can have that. And if you're having issues with that first mission for medium cargo, you're wanting to come in with, if anything, 1 notch flaps, or none. I mean, there's so much wind, the flaps are going to make it more difficult to land. We did some stuff over that a while ago on a stream, kind of showcasing what to do in those high wind situations. But yeah, if you go no flaps and kind of just let the plane get slowed down by the wind, it'll help you out. So is it worth buying the Caravan now, or should I just save? I mean, it just depends if you want a faster aircraft. I mean, if you're okay with going about 157 knots with a Grand Caravan, I mean, go for it. But if you're not wanting to do that, definitely go for PC20, PC12, or PC24 for those faster speeds. Just depends on what you're looking for. Does the PC24 still have a no takeoff warning bug? I mean, honestly, I never was paying attention to it anyways when it was going off, because it's just like, oh, I'm good. I'm not too worried about it. But, I mean, I haven't seen anything change for it, so I'm assuming it's still there. Just not sure if it has anything to do with the setup, like if you're needing a certain amount of flaps in order for it to not complain about that and whatnot. But, yeah, I never paid attention to it. I just always ignore it and take off and get going. But yeah, I think that's the mistake that people make. Because honestly, I have a video, because I recorded that when I first did that mission. We completed it on the first landing. So I do have coverage over that, where I kind of talk about my setup. I mean, it's a difficult landing, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people make the mistake of deploying their flaps, which is not what you want to do in high wind, because now you're just creating even more lift than you would with just what you already have going on from that wind. So if you're still having issues with that first medium cargo mission with the Caravan, I highly recommend not having pretty much any flaps going on, because if you add flaps, you're just making it worse for yourself. For me personally, I've just always been a fan of the Grand Caravan. I mean, it's just always been a plane that I've flown a ton of in all the different Microsoft flight simulators. So it's always been one I've really enjoyed. I like having the skydiving variant as well. It just looks funny when the skydiving one doesn't have this undercarriage. But yeah, I've always enjoyed the Grand Caravan. It's always been a favorite of mine. Of course, like the new Sky Courier as well. That's been fun to fly. Because, yeah, the issue is, because obviously the wing is there to produce lift. So when you're having all that wind just crashing into you and you add flaps, you're just creating like a great lift center, pretty much. You're just going to create all that you don't want on a landing with that high wind. So the more flaps you have, the more it just creates that lift that goes crazy. So next time you're dealing with a high wind situation, try landing with little to no flaps in that type of situation, and you'll have a much better time. I feel like I'm still really fast. Why am I so fast? Is this not set to... No, it is set to 3. I don't like this menu for the camera stuff. There we go, much better. Because I always felt like I was going really fast in the showcase camera, and it was driving me nuts.
Stay strong, Jessica. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, DB. Hey, Diesel, welcome as well. How is it? It's been fantastic. If you want to see the or hear the changelog, I mentioned that in the beginning of the stream. You can scrub on back. But fixes to the avionics system, the air model, all that kind of stuff. I was doing a VIP charter flight the other day and it was super long. Last waypoint wouldn't activate when I got to it, and then when I landed at the airport, it wouldn't let me finish the mission. That is because you weren't contacting the airport. If that ever happens to you, take back off. Open the communication window. I don't have it here, but it'll say nearest airport. Pick the airport you're landing at, and then it'll continue. Because if you don't have music when you're landing, I mean, if you haven't turned it off, this won't help you. But if you don't have music, it's not going to do that. But you need to contact the tower. Sometimes if you're doing it through the automatic, I don't know if it does it anymore. I think they might have fixed that. But yeah, if you land and it's not updating, take back off. It'll just go from the airport a little bit. This will update to have like nearest airport. Select the airport you're landing at, and then go through the steps of saying a full stop landing, and then it'll finish up for you correctly. That's something I want to see changed. I'd rather just take a penalty for not doing ATC communications and go from that. Let me finish the mission that way. Because there's been a few times where I kind of forget, like I'm so focused on the landing, especially when I'm in an airliner. I'm so focused on everything else that I forget to do the ATC crap. So I get a great landing and then I realize, crap, now I have to go back up in the air, do all that, and then talk to all that kind of crap. So I'd rather just see a penalty happen. It's like, okay, I didn't do ATC conversations. I'll remember it next time or forget it again, whatever. But yeah, so that's why. So if you ever run into that, don't finish the mission and not make your money. Just take back off and talk to the airport. Do you know how to put the plane icon on the avionics? Just some planes still are bugged. The Grand Caravan no longer is. It shows the plane icon. But there's still a few with the G1000, I think, that show the button as opposed to a plane icon. So it's just something that they need to work on still. Nothing that you can do specifically. But yeah, I just love the Grand Caravan. Let's see here. I'm glad it's fixed. I like flying it. Nice, Michael. That's awesome. I like it too. I mean, it was just something with the wind with this thing. Like, it was just crazy. And every time you come to an airport, it would just all of a sudden pick up into hurricane force winds for some reason. So, I mean, we'll see what happens once we get here. We'll see what's going on with that.
You learn to manage it with experience.
Because the last time we looked, it was about 10 knot winds over at our destination. So nothing too crazy. The PC-12 autopilot is so much better to fly. I mean, I haven't had any issues with the autopilot here. Of course, we did see some updates now to it, to the avionics system, I believe, so things should be running a lot smoother here. Did you contact it through the communication tab, or did you hit the quick button, enter, or left on the D-pad? Because sometimes if you're doing the quick option, it'll contact the incorrect airport and not the one that you're landing at. It happens rarely, but when it does happen, it's still pretty annoying, obviously. But I've noticed that a couple times, if you're just using the quick option, it'll just contact an airport nearby, but not the one you're wanting to contact. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. How's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying their no complimentary snacks or drinks? I certainly hope so, because you can continue to enjoy not having anything, because I'm not getting you anything. But yeah, I hope this goes well, because I like to just do some medium cargo missions with this
How
thing
long
again.
have you been with this
It's been a
medevac
little
team,
bit.
Dr. Hart?
I've been part of this crew for about a few years.
CDW-132, Mike Echo Delta. 2914, contact Kansas City Center on 128.8. Good day.
This whole like trend of making your planes look, because this isn't even a touch screen, is it? That's why all the buttons are here.
CDW-132,
Like, why are we touching? Like, I hate how it has all this
acknowledge last
smudges on the stuff. Unbelievable. For me, the TBM is the best charter plane. Shame about the door bug.
Mike Echo Delta 2914. Acknowledge
Well, I mean, you can just pop out and close it. Because we did that on the TBM video, where I was like, oh, the door's open. So you can pop out and close that up.
CDW-132, Mike
Oh,
Echo
shoot.
Delta
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Acknowledge last
Getting a
transmission.
little bit of turbulence here. Is the wind shifted? It has a little bit. It's starting to become less of a full-on tailwind.
Mike Echo Delta 2914. Kansas
So
City Center,
shoving us around a little bit more than
Mike
before.
Echo Delta 2914, 11,000 feet.
CDW-N32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, Kansas City Center, altimeter
PC-12 is great. Don't know why I was trying to sound like Tony the Tiger, but it's a nice change to use something different besides Garmin avionics. I like Garmin avionics, but it's nice to use something different sometimes. Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing I love about having the variety of aircraft anyways, from steam gauge cockpits to glass cockpits to stuff like the G1000 and so forth.
Don't worry, it's normal.
Still waiting for some third-party developers to start supporting career mode. We'll see if anything new pops into the marketplace today. Worth note, we'll see. I saw the AnyBuilds A350 came into the marketplace with a pretty horrendous 3.2 out of 5 rating. And I gotta be honest, if you're pushing a plane that's $85 and you're getting a 3.2 rating, that's ridiculous. That's all I know. It's like, there's no way I'm gonna spend $80 on a product that's sitting at about a 3 out of 5. No way. And to be honest, I like these types of cockpits more, same with steam gauge ones, over glass cockpits. I think that just gets boring. It's nice having the older aircraft. Same with airliners. That's why I'm not too particularly interested in buying new ones, because to me, airliners now are like the automotive industry. Everything's pretty much the same. There's nothing unique about them anymore. It's just you have one, you've pretty much flown the other ones. It's just like, okay, I'm good. So, I mean, if we can get some more older airliners, that would be awesome. I'd be more than interested in diving into those, but anything like new age airliners is not my thing. I always enjoy flying the Caravan when it tells me to climb to flight level 45,000. Very nice. Always nice having the spaceship version of it. When will the Embraer be able to be used on career? Well, we don't have any Embraers, so...
You'll see Jessica. Opelous's general
Not
process
yet. Is the only thing I could think of.
Everything is planned for your arrival, and the medical crew will take good care of you.
Yeah, for real, that thing better be... Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're wanting $80 for a plane, it should be getting 5-star reviews left and right. But if you're not getting that, then I think your plane's overpriced. But as usual, I'm not going to be buying any planes anyways if they don't support career mode. The age of just doing free flights are gone for me, so it serves no purpose for me if your plane's only supporting free flight. It's like, that's not where I'm at anymore. Does any of you have a problem with fuel in the PC-20? I mean, if you have any stuff with fuel, you can set up the cheat for add fuel, or you can now add fuel directly from the EFB. Under mass and balance fuel, you can come over here and... Oh. Now I can't add stuff. What in the world? Oh, I think it's because we're kind of at the limit still, due to our cargo. So I can't add anything anyways if I wanted to. But anyways, you can add stuff or just add the fuel if you need to. But, I mean, if you're going full power the whole time in the PC-24, you're obviously going to be running through your fuel quicker. You're wanting to bring that power back, especially once you get to cruise altitude, because then you're not using as much fuel. The Embraer is going to be coming out later in the year. It's not anywhere close. It'll be part of the Expert series. But yeah, it's not close to releasing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's late summer or fall time frame for that to arrive. And that's a bit of ways away, for sure. But yeah, I would just set an add fuel button just for those situations. I mean, I'm not too picky about... If they would make it to where you could land another airport and refuel if you wanted to, I think that'd be pretty cool. Then I'd be, you know, more inclined to, you know, land, refuel, and keep the journey going from there. But until then, I just have an add fuel button for any of those situations where I need the fuel. But, yeah. The same mission also had me climb to an altitude of 16,000 feet, so I requested a lower flight altitude because I was in a Cessna 172, and then I think that may have messed with the comms. Yeah, because, I mean, people always say, oh, you can just cancel IFR, because I think if you ever, like, sometimes when you do that early on in a flight, it seems to just break the communication. I need to make sure that wasn't anything for us. No, it wasn't. But yeah, it's just, some of that stuff seems to break it. I think sometimes sim rate can also break ATC stuff too, so if you're using that, be wary of having some issues too. So, I mean, it's just, yeah. I think it's crazy that there's always a full cargo PC-12 variant in free flight, but it's always an empty one in career. Yeah, I don't know what's with that. It is a bit odd. I know the Caravan, I don't know if it does it anymore. The Caravan would show a full cargo, and then halfway through the flight, it would just be gone. So it's just like, okay. I don't know if it does it anymore, though. It's so nice flying the Grand Caravan, though, again. It really is. So far, I feel like it's been improved, for sure. think I can show it too here.
Are there any concerns or update about my sister's...
Add fuel.
As we said, we're monitoring closely for
Oh.
any signs. So far, we're pretty confident.
Well, anyways, just type in add fuel on the keyboard or whatever you're trying to add it to, and it'll show up. I don't know why this is all weird, but... because I don't want to pause the flight. But anyways, just go there, type in add fuel, it'll be there. Sometimes when I get close to running out of fuel, I'll land at an airport and then just refuel and then continue the journey. It doesn't fail the mission? I thought it fails the mission if you land somewhere else. Well, I'm shocked the patient hasn't succumbed to the paper cut yet. Yeah, we're still going strong, Eric. Everything's fine so far. I wonder what the technical limitation is that prevents every stock plane from being used. Well, I think the majority... I mean, okay. Some planes, I know why they're not in career mode, because they're completely broken. Like the A330, we tried flying that last week. That thing is horrendous. It's getting a new version of it in Sim Update 2. It hasn't come in just yet, though. That's why I'm still hoping we'll see some early... We'll be able to dive into heavy cargo, super heavy cargo, at some point during this beta. I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll see. But yeah, some of the planes aren't in career mode because they're absolutely not ready for it. Other ones, I mean, before I go into this, they've already said that they're wanting to add every plane that's suitable for a mission into career mode that comes with the sim. So at some point we'll be able to have the full catalog, or at least the majority of the catalog of aircraft in career mode. So it's chalked up to it's not ready yet for career mode. It's a plane that's already broken in free flight, so they want to fix that before it's ready to go into career mode. Are kind of the two major reasons why some planes are here and other planes aren't. I mean, obviously we had broken planes in career mode too, but I feel like we're starting to get to a point where the planes that we can use are finally becoming a lot more usable. So hopefully that answers the question. Yeah, I was going to say, because I know it complains when you land anywhere but the airport you're supposed to. Plus, I mean, if you're at 40,000 feet, I wouldn't be doing a landing to refuel legitimately anyways. There's no way I'm going to descend all that, then go back up at the 40... You know, I'm not... No. I would just do the add fuel button anyways. Just like people are wanting to transfer your aircraft on your own. I mean, it'd be cool to have that option, but I would never be doing that personally. It's like I'm already spending enough time doing the missions themselves that I don't need to have even more time in the sim by transferring stuff. But if people want to do it, it should be a toggle or an ability to do it yourself, because I've seen a lot of people wanting that, so. But anyways, time for some more showcase shots here. Oh. Why? What was that? Okay, well, apparently it's okay. What in the world was that? Why? Is it because I went into showcase camera? What was, like, why? What was that? Okay. Co-pilot? Did I still have control over the plane or something in showcase? Or, I mean, I only hit the trigger barely, so I don't know why that would cause that. And now we're back to like nothing happened.
Austin, what will happen when we land?
I mean, even everybody in the plane didn't say it, like, okay. I don't know what that was. That was a super gust of wind, apparently.
Okay, thanks for your patience.
I've noticed the wind is completely opposite direction. Did the sim just like update and did a weird change and it freaked the plane out? Because the wind is completely opposite of what it was. Okay. Anyways, that was cool. It must have been a weather update. Anyways, let's have a nice relaxing orbit around our plane that certainly won't freak out anymore. Like, why? Everything's going so nice and smooth the whole time, and all of a sudden it's like, let's freak out. Fantastic. I was going 155 knots the entire time. I was not increasing my speed. As a matter of fact, let me look again. And even if I was going over speed, a plane wouldn't just freak out like that anyways. What was I at before? Yeah, I was at 158 knots, so... Again, it was the weather. Hey Binky, welcome to the stream. Bird strike, yeah, we'll say that's what it was, for sure. I know Halloween, but that was because of the glitch. We weren't overspeeding, we were 30 knots below overspeed. We've been at the same speed the entire time.
Fine. You can close them now if you feel it helps.
As a matter of fact, we were around here this entire stream, so... Was that the new plane turbulence they added to SU-2? Well, I've definitely never seen that before happen to a plane, so obviously something weird. Because, oh, I want to see the wind as well, because I bet it wasn't this direction before that. Oh no, what? Oh no, hang on, I was already rocking there. Yep, the wind was the complete opposite direction, so a weather update got pushed, and the plane just freaked out because of it. Because the wind was heading about southwest before we went out. The weather had an update for some reason, changed the wind direction to northeast in a second. Which is why it freaked out the plane. So it's just an instantaneous flip in the wind, which is why it freaked out the model. Because it was going this way. I mean, you can scrub back, it's all there, so. But yeah, that's why. Hopefully that never happens again, but. It's weird though, because it didn't freak out the people in the plane, so. I think it was just, yeah, I don't know. That's the first time I've seen that happen though. I didn't do any simmering. This has all been real time here.
Jessica, I'll be monitoring you during flight. Just standard procedure.
Okay, Halloween. I don't know what to tell you. I've been at the same speed the whole time. We weren't overspeeding. The only reason we were quote-unquote overspeeding is because the plane was freaking out when the weather updated. So, I don't know what to tell you. Because I've also looked back at it, and we were at this speed that we're currently at, like we have been for the past 1 hour and 19 minutes. And you can see the overspeed is 30 knots above us. So there we go. My goodness. I think I know what I'm doing, thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Got a couple more waypoints to go, and then we're making our way. The C510 Mustang. I'm assuming is a citation. Because that's the smaller version of... Or is it... No, we got the CJ4. I mean... Why? Is that like a third-party model or something? Oh no, I got you, Binky. I know what you meant. That's why I don't, like, I don't know, I tried using SimRate in the beginning, but it seems like it brings more problems than anything. You know, like the plane will freak out, or it'll start doing all this weird, like, trying to keep the altitude. Like, I don't know, it was always weird to me. And I was just like, well, I'm never using this. But yeah, if the C510 Mustang is an add-on or something, I don't have any experience with it. I do like my citations, though. I want the longitude in career mode. Hopefully that's not too far off from getting here. And yeah, possibly Claudio. Copilot got a paper cut and freaked everything out. Third-party model. Oh, yeah, I do not have that. I'm just happy the passengers didn't freak out. Like, that was nice. I was waiting for them to be like, oh my god, what's going on? And I would finally not have an answer, because normally we're, you know, doing barrel rolls or anything. Well, we don't actually do that, but yeah. I've crashed so many times using... I mean, I don't doubt it, because it makes it an unstable sim. It can mess with ATC, it can mess with the plane, it's just... I don't know, it's not worth it. I know why people use it, though. I mean, obviously they want to make money quicker, or they want to just do stuff in a shorter amount of time. That's why I still think if we can have all the mission types have a wide range of length of missions, so if you want to do a 30-minute medevac mission, you can do that. If you want to do a 40-minute cargo mission, you can do that too. Like, it needs to have a nice wide range, just like passenger transport already does, where you can have a 5-minute flight to a 30, 40, an hour, all that. Like, it's so nice to have that range of mission lengths. I mean, yeah, I'm sure the score will still go down. It's all good. Again, it's not our profile, so it's whatever. They can give me 0% for every mission. It's like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, now that wind has shifted, we're definitely going to be rocking around quite a bit for the remainder of this.
How long have you been with this medical team, Dr. Hart? I've been part of this crew for about a few years now, and we've already worked with our pilot too, which is a great thing because we need to trust each other and good coordination.
Delta 29er, 14 contact Memphis Center on 119.25. Good day.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was too busy looking at the plane. My bad.
Going to 119.25, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914. Memphis Center, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, 11,000.
But yeah, the only time I do really long flights is if I just set the plane up, let it do its thing, and I'm not even around for it. That's the only time I do those. I'm definitely not gonna sit. I'm definitely not doing that for live streams and stuff, because I've already said, like, this is the longest type of flight I'd like to do, is about the 1.5 to 2 hours. Anything longer than that, I feel like is making for a very boring stream. If it's just one flight for the entirety of it, I'll never be doing those. That's why when we do like 737 missions, I go for those shorter ones, because I think it's more exciting to have shorter flights. That way we get some more landings and takeoffs and just variety of stuff going on. But yeah, it's just, there's no way I'm doing 6-hour flights or anything like that on a live stream. That'll just be me not recording at all or doing a pre-recorded video. That way I can edit out the cruise part. Because once you get to cruise, I mean, there's really not much else going on. You're kind of just chatting it up, and that's that. So, just in case you're wondering why you don't see any long flights, that would be why.
Doctor, do you need any assistance with anything?
But yep, I just let the plane fly itself, and then come back later in the day and land it, and get my money, and shut off the sim. Backcountry Sim Pilot, welcome, welcome. And welcome WRB as well. Welcome, everybody. Our next waypoint is here. Which should bring us down to, I believe, one more. Oh no, we need to get through Pikes and Binky. Oh my goodness, another 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. That brings you up to 15 now. As usual, I'm glad you enjoy the content enough to even gift memberships. That is very kind of you. And this week's winners are Adam, Daniel, Flyer, Biohazard, and Soda. Very, very awesome. Thank you so much, Binky. You are very kind. A different Adam. Yep, another Adam Baker. Now I gotta say Baker. I can't just say Adam anymore, because now it's all ruined. Yeah, I used Neofly when we were kind of in the drought of updates, but once the updates came back, I went back to the regular sim career mode. It's a cool program, but now that we're finally getting updates rolling and we should be getting closer to heavy cargo and all that, I went and deleted that program there. But that's still crazy. 15 memberships, Binky. Thank you so much.
On a scale of 1 to 10? If you hear me, squeeze my finger. 1 is of yes, 2 is of no.
Woof. We are rocking. I mean, the autopilot I mean, it wasn't the autopilot's fault with that weather update. But the autopilot's been doing great. Haven't had any issues with it. I mean, I'm not worried about the cross. I mean, if you're not wanting to, I mean, it's just, if I was worried about my regular career mode, I just wouldn't join the beta. I would just wait for it to fully release. But I'm not really worried about that. I'm happy to help send some information, because just being in the sim, flying, helps out the developers as well. But it's been nice just testing out these aircraft fixes, seeing what's been fixed or what still needs to be fixed on and all that. But yeah, I mean, if I was just wanting to progress through my career mode, I just wouldn't join the beta. But I'm not really too worried about that. Because we'll be back into it at the end of April, if everything goes well, maybe early May. We'll see what the plan is still for the release, the full release of Sim Update 2, and we'll go from that. And it is, yeah, I'm very happy. Sim Update 2 has been fantastic. Other than one crash that we had happen when Sim Update 2's first beta first came out, and then that weird weather update that just happened in this flight. Those are the two major things that I've run into in my entire time in Sim Update 2, so we'll see when the 4th beta build releases. Should be sometime this week, of course.
I know it's hard for you, David, but try not to worry.
And like I was saying earlier, it's really nice to see how frequent these new builds are coming out as well. especially after that drought of really nothing happening update-wise. From release to, what, February is how that all went? I mean, my god, it was a long time of nothing. So it's a really nice change to see how things are, no pun intended, starting to fly out. It's really good. And Vito, I agree. Sorry, Mr. Baker, maybe next week. Oh, man. I say this a lot too, but I appreciate everybody's support on the flight sim stuff. I'm really glad you guys enjoy this. It's such a blast. It's a lot easier to make content now that we have stuff to kind of cover all the time, pretty much. You know, plane updates, sim updates, and hopefully soon we'll have some new mission types with heavy and super heavy cargo missions. I cannot wait to dive into those, get into my beluga again, and actually make some money with it. That'll be excellent. I got to sit in a 208 during Sun and Fun. It's bigger than it seems on here. Nice. I want to sit in a Grand Caravan. Still errors while... Well, first... Oh, goodness. Mateus? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Penalties, I mean, they're still around, but they're a lot better than they were originally. I think. I mean, there's still some work to be done, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the penalty system has been improved with a lot of them. You know, like the flap speed, all that kind of stuff has been fixed. But there's still some issues, like with the hold short and so forth. So it's not 100%, but I still think it's better than it was. Hopefully that answers the question.
Great, Jessica. Hardcore.
But back to like one flight per stream, I'm okay doing, you know, these 2 hour-ish, because that's kind of where we'll end up at. If we're doing a flight to kind of showcase updates to a plane, I'd love to dive into the Diamond as well. I wish private charter and VIP flights were in the beta. I don't know why they're not. So hopefully a beta build will bring that back, because I'd love to do a stream with that as well. Because that was another plane that received quite a few fixes as well. And Mateus, you are welcome. No problem at all. Definitely getting pelted with a lot of bugs up here. This thing's gonna need a wash. By the way, I'll still post it anyways. I'll put the changelog in the chat. It'll be for the first beta build, because nothing else Grand Caravan-wise has come in from the other builds. So just in case you're still wanting to see what's happening with the beta, or Sim Update 2, and you're not part of it, and you're interested to see what you can expect when it fully releases, it'll be there, ready to go. Let me just pop in here. Copy, paste, Sim Update to changelog, not changle. There we go. Just in case you're interested in perusing the biggest update that ever has released for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Hospital's just a few minutes out now, Jessica. Your room's already booked. Deluxe.
And of course, that changelog there isn't including the other fixes that have come in from the other beta builds that have come out. Can you please show us for a while the flight plan? Oh. Yeah, there's something weird with the weather updating. It's like an instant one. It isn't like a gradual change. It's very odd. But anyways, I can do this. Oh. See? There it is. Let's see here. But yeah, it seems like a great place to see a lot of great planes. You saw a neat prototype that looks like it was based on the TBM 930 in the Textron area. Nice. Well, Sim Update 2 has included a ton of maintenance improvements regarding the menus and how it works and degradation of parts and so forth. So there's been a lot of improvements for that. Bring our power up just a little bit more again. I mean, we're kind of sitting at where we've been the whole time anyways, but we got a hefty 20 knot crosswind hitting our right side now. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the weather. I don't know why it's doing like instant refreshes and causing some weirdness. Again, I don't know if this is just a Caravan thing, because I haven't seen that in anything else. So there's obviously still some things to work on regarding the Caravan. Because those instant like weather refreshes where it's freaking the plane out because it's like, oh, you want to have the opposite direction of wind and have the flight model just explode?
No, nothing I can remember.
Good to know. It's already noted.
Marcus, depending on, well, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're on the PC or Xbox, you can download the Xbox Insider Hub app. You go to the Windows Store on PC or the Xbox Store on Xbox. You'll just type in Xbox Insider Hub. It'll pop up with that. Once you're logged in and signed in there, you'll find the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 beta. You'll click on that, hit join. It'll circle around a little bit, and once it says manage, you're good to go. It'll push an update to your flight sim, and you'll be ready to go. You'll be in the beta program. And I think the, does it say that in the release notes? I guess it doesn't say it specifically here, but yeah, it's just Xbox Insider Hub. Once you're there, it'll be easy to find it, and you'll be ready to go. You are welcome, Marcus. Sneak on over here, scare our co-pilot. Bet you didn't think we would pop in from this side, did ya? See, this is the crap that happens when you're on a longer flight. You're just kind of like, okay, let's goof around. But yeah, for flights like this, I don't mind doing a longer flight just to kind of showcase the longevity of the plane, see if anything weird happens. Because obviously if you do just short flights with it for 10, 20 minutes, it can look good, but then other stuff happens on a longer flight. So it's always a good way to do this. We'll see what you guys think if you like these longer flights, do, you know, updates on how they're doing. We can do more of them, because I want to, like I said, I want to do the Diamond. That received a lot of updates. And just kind of dive in through other planes we don't fly too much of. I'm not going to focus on gliders, personally. I don't know, I can't get into them too much personally. So there's probably not going to be too much glider content, if any. But pretty much any other plane, if it's been updated, we can always dive into it. Especially airship. The more blimps, the better. But yeah. So I'll leave it up to you guys if you like these, you know, 2-hour flights. I don't want to go too long with it, but 2 hours I feel like is a good time for a flight with an updated aircraft, just to kind of see how the systems work, if anything weird's happening with them, and so forth. Obviously won't always be one flight. We'll still do our regular stuff. All I know is I just always have a blast. Unless I'm flying a plane that's broken like the A330, then I don't have a blast, but 99% of my time in the sim, I'm having a great time, especially chatting with you guys. Again, I know I say this all the time, but I very much appreciate all the support you give the series. I'm glad you enjoy the way I do the content over Flight Sim. If you're new to the channel, just know I will never spam you with ad reads or telling you to buy products or titling a video and then talking about a bunch of random other crap and then getting to the point of the why you clicked the video at the end of the video and then having mid-roll ads just to have mid-roll ads. Anytime I do update videos, I'm always trying to make sure I'm as quick and concise as possible without getting to the mid-roll ads. I'm not that type of YouTuber who's like, oh, I need to get over the 8-minute mark so I can run mid-rolls and, you know, I'll do this. And I'll tell people, or I'll title the video and then talk about the stuff that people are actually clicking on the video at the end so they watch all the... I don't do any of that crap here, so just letting you know. But to those that have stopped by and continue to support the channel, I very much appreciate it. And hopefully you'll continue to enjoy the content. Hey, Monorific. Oh, and also, I don't do any overreactions on this channel, or scream, or be loud, or any of that other nonsense. So, which is why I don't really watch much YouTube myself, because most of the content out there is just ridiculous. Full of ad reads and all that other crap. It's like, no, I don't want to buy a VR headset because I saved 3% after spending $1,500 on it. No, I don't want a mattress because I don't want to buy a mattress. I mean, it's just the the expanse of ad reads nowadays is ridiculous. The amount of crap that people just promote, even though they never use the product, is amazing. Just because, oh, I make some money. Okay. Would you like to buy this piece of crap product that I don't use? If you use my code, you save 1% off your purchase. Wow. Same with podcasts and crap now too. It's just unbelievable the crap that's like, oh, this sounds terrible. Let's advertise
If
it.
you feel any turbulence, don't worry. It's normal.
Oh, trying to do the showcase camera through here. Not easy. We're rocking back and forth. Because it is very turbulent now. So we may or may not have a very interesting landing here coming up. We'll see. And Babylon, perfect. That's the way I want to be known, because I just... the overreaction stuff is just obnoxious. How do you avoid losing points when the EFB wants you to land on one runway, but when you call it in, it tells you to land... Honestly, I have not experienced that in a very long time. I was definitely experiencing that a lot early on, but it's not something I've run into personally. So, I think... I'm trying to remember what you did. Because did it penalize you for not listening to ATC, or did it penalize you for not listening to the flight plan? Because I'm trying to remember. Did you tell ATC you wanted to land on a different runway? I don't really remember anymore. It's been a long time. Since I've had that happen. I would just make it to where if you're talking to ATC, just tell them the runway that the flight plan is set for, and you should be getting away with it. Okay, so it is just ATC to switch to the... Okay, perfect. And happy to hear it, Monorific.
Up your painkillers, Jessica. Should make things a bit easier.
Oh, you tried... Oh, then I don't know. Yeah, because I haven't seen that happen in a very long time now. I mean, that was like early release window when I was having that issue with the occasional, oh, you're landing on the wrong runway type thing. I don't know if it's specific to one plane or what the case may be, but yeah, definitely not something I've seen personally. Well, I mean, I've seen it personally, but not in a very long time is what I meant. But to be completely honest, I don't even worry about it too much. I mean, we were talking about that earlier with the performance. It's something that needs to get overhauled, because right now the performance is just... It's not good. Because you can have a perfect flight, and then it increases by like an inch. But if you do one thing wrong or miss one ATC communication, you lose a whole letter grade. And that's why currently I just don't even care. If I get penalized, it's like, okay, whatever, you know. But yeah, it's definitely one of the things that needs to be improved immensely in career mode. But yeah, most of the time I don't even pay attention to it. If I get a taxi speeding ticket, whatever, it's like, okay, that's nice. Once it's to a point where it feels like it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing, then I'll pay more attention to it. I mean, I still try to, you know, do everything as realistic as possible. I'm not sitting here doing all this random crap or whatever. But, yeah, if it tanks my score because I missed an ATC call out, it's like, okay, I don't care anymore.
I know it's hard for you, David, but try not to worry. We'll get Jessica to the hospital as soon as possible.
Sorry, I'm just really concerned about her.
Do you think... I mean, honestly, for me, I don't need... I could go with skipping the ground crew stuff. Just like with the 737 right now, it's a bit buggy when the animations are going on for, like, the baggage cart and catering truck. When they're moving, it kind of stutters the sim. I don't really need it personally, but I'm sure there'll be some differences and improvements to them at some point. But yeah, it's not something that I'm particularly interested in. It's like, I just want to fly and get up into the air. I don't need all the extra stuff going on. And nice, Evan. Hopefully it's all going well for you there. All right. But yeah, there's just a lot of improvements that need to be made for the performance system before I really start focusing on it and become worried about it. Because like I said, it sucks when you have a perfect flight and then it hardly goes up. Because there's some mission types that work well, and it goes up a letter and all that, and then there's other ones where it's like, oh, you did a 3-hour flight, here's an inch of improvement. Okay. It's like, well, that was... that's why it's like, I'll wait for some improvements on that before it's something that I'm fully invested in. Because thankfully it doesn't... I mean, you can still get a bonus of more money, but you're still getting the base payout as normal, even with negatives on that, so... As long as I'm getting my full payout, I don't really care. And you're welcome, Evan. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one that's too particular or too interested in airliners. We fly them from time to time just to kind of break it up. But most of my time is spent on, private jets, the, Cessna Corvallis, the beach. We're going to get into the Beechcraft Bonanza once VIP flights come back into the beta here. But yeah, I love these types of planes more than airliners. Airliners are just not as interesting to me. I mean, you mainly fly at 45,000 feet, and then it's like, okay, we descend and land, and that's it. I like to have lower altitudes going on, and so forth. And of course, we do helicopters as well. But these are my favorites for sure. Airliners are just something that I do from time to time, and that's about that. But definitely love general aviation as well. And little Tios, what in the world is going on? Why are we retracting messages here, huh? A little secret going on here? Oh, man. It's still nice flying the Caravan again. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but it's just something that is one of my favorites to fly. Ever since I got into Microsoft Flight Simulator Century of Flight? Or no, 2004? What was it? I don't know, whatever one it was. That was the first plane I flew. And it's always been a favorite of mine. Yeah, maybe they could just give a bonus based on rank, and you gain rank by flight hours instead of... Well, I mean, I'm okay with the whole performance-based thing. It's just the way it is right now just doesn't make any sense. Because, I mean, the biggest culprit is the hold short thing. The sim tells you to taxi to the blue box over there, and just before you get there sometimes, it moves it, and then the sim's like, oh, you enter the taxiway without it just does that type of crap where when you deal with that a certain amount of times, it just becomes a thing where it's like, oh, okay, well, I just don't even care anymore. I'm just going to go off on a taxiway anyways. I still feel like the way it should be is when the tower says exit when able, there shouldn't even be a specific spot you need to go to. The sim should allow you to exit any taxiway off a runway, and it should just trigger that immediate ATC communication saying, oh, contact ground at whatever, and then go through those steps from that. They just should eliminate the blue box entirely for that hold short thing, because that is one of the most annoying ones. It's like, oh, I could get off right here, but it wants me to taxi it all the way to the end of the runway just so it can complain that I didn't go to the hold short, even though that's where it was. That type of stuff is just ridiculous. So hopefully we'll get some improvements on that rather shortly. Because it's just it's like a 50-50 chance of it being broken when you land. It's just unbelievable. Yep, half the time they say take the next taxiway, the blue box goes to the very end or even behind. Yeah, it's like, why is this happening? Just, they need to remove that entirely. Did they talk to us, by the way? Oh, they did. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention.
127.825.
So yeah, I mean, once the performance stuff becomes fun to do, because right now it's not a fun feature of the career mode. It's a feature that's there that I happily ignore currently. It's like, okay, I missed an ATC. There goes from A to C. It's like, okay, that's cool. It's just like, okay, it needs work. So until that gets fixed, then we'll worry about it.
Sorry to bother you.
I wish it showed more metrics, like my passengers said they slept on the plane and they'll recommend me, but then I get a 70% customer satisfaction, like, tell me what I did wrong. The customer satisfaction is... because if you cancel IFR and stuff like that, and you're not doing those call-outs like, oh, by the way, we're at cruise altitude, or we're starting our descent, those types of things can, kill the score as well. I'm going to be honest, as a passenger, I could care less if my pilot is telling me we're at cruise altitude or descending, so I don't know why that affects the score anyways. But that type of stuff can affect it. But yeah, I agree. I would love to see some more statistics as to why you got the score you did, as opposed to just an overall score. So, yeah, I mean, just stuff like those call-outs can affect the score, too. I got a question. The livery from the marketplace works on career mode. I'm trying to think of a way to answer this. Yes and no is the way I'm going to answer it, because it should work, but you're just going to have to hope that the sim picks the new livery that you got for the plane. But no, it won't work. It might work in employee, but for freelance, you're only going to be stuck with whatever the plane livery is. Hopefully we're going to be getting some customization options soon, so you can pick whatever livery you want, as opposed to what the sim gives you, because you're only going to get one specific livery for each plane currently. So you might see the livery you bought in career mode if you're doing a employee mission, because employee missions just give you random liveries. But if you buy a plane, you're always going to be stuck with whatever the initial one is, and it's always the same initial livery. So
Are there any concerns or
that is my answer. Final answer. Buzz it in. But honestly, I'm not even sure why we don't have a customization option anyways. Oh, we missed somebody again. Why do they keep talking to me now? Go away.
Going to 1, 2 tree.
Because there's already
25,
multiple adaptive liveries
Mike Echo Delta
anyways, so I don't know why there's not an option to change it. Hopefully we're not too far away from it, but currently right now, there's a chance you might see a purchased livery, but the chances are probably pretty slim.
CDWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, forward center, altimeter 30.
I'm sorry, I've got to scoot. Thanks for the stream. Bye, everybody. Bye, Binky. Thanks for stopping by. And again, thank you for 5 more memberships gifted. You are very kind. So have a great rest of your day. Babylon, I just mean I wanted to show, like, oh, your landing lights were off below 10,000 feet and whatnot. Oh, you're just talking about wanting to see, like, the... I'm confused now. What do we mean? Because it does show you what you did wrong in the bottom left, like when it is the landing lights are off or all that kind of stuff. Or are you saying it's not showing that? I'm just a bit confuzzled at the moment. On that note, do liveries in the marketplace get applied to AI? They should. I believe they do, WRB. Well, the repaint feature is cool for what it's supposed to be doing, but the fact that all the liveries don't actually diminish, like they always look brand new because the whole point of the repaint feature is the liveries are supposed to degrade over time, you know, from rocks hitting them or all that kind of stuff. They're supposed to fade, and you know, you're not supposed to see a pristine livery all the time through all the flights that you're doing. They're supposed to degrade over time, and that's what the repaint feature is supposed to be used for, but I have yet to see a livery utilize that feature. It always looks brand new. So the repaint feature is useless, but if we could have both the liveries actually doing what they're supposed to do and, you know, peel and whatever, on top of using repaint to change the livery, I think would be a great thing for sure. And Claudio, no, Jessica is still alive from the paper cut. Unsurprisingly, not as severe of a condition as the doctor and the brother was making out back there. Even though I was already saying that. I mean, I can't believe we're using a Grand Caravan to fly somebody because of a paper cut. But yeah, we're getting close, everybody. We are almost there. We're going to be starting our descent rather soon. Another question is, enhanced airport graphics work? Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is going to be working in career mode. You know, visually stuff, liveries, those enhanced things, probably the lighting, taxi stuff, whatever else is in the marketplace. I wish it would make it to where well, actually, now that I think of it, I was gonna say, because if you go to a plane, it shows compatibility. You know, like, oh, it works in World Photographer and Free Flight, but not in Career Mode. I'm pretty sure if anything add-on wise that just says compatible with 24, it means that it's going to work anywhere that you're playing the sim, is how I gather that information on the store page. So if it doesn't have what it's compatible with, you know, where it's World Photographer, Free Flight, if it just says compatible with 24, that probably means it's going to be available wherever you're playing the sim. We'll dive into the marketplace at the end of the stream, because I want to see if anything's been added, and then we'll double check that just to see if that holds true or not.
Austin, what will happen when we land?
As soon as we're at Opelousas General Health System South Campus, the local medical team will take over.
Ooh, it's getting cloudy here too. What is going on? We got some weather to deal with?
Okay, thanks for your patience.
Nope, just cloudy. Just a bit of clouds to deal with today. Alright. Well, here, I'm going to get an outside shot here because I'm going to go get some water really quick. And I will be right back. Let's get an undercarriage shot here. Enjoy some of the beautiful ultra clouds.
David, any previous medical conditions for Jessica I should be aware of? I'm just checking to make sure the medical file is up to date.
No, nothing I can remember.
Good to know. It's already noted in the file. Thanks.
And I'm back. Cloud's still looking lovely. I'm glad to see we had no instant weather change here. It's gonna be a warm week this week in real life. Gonna be enjoying that. Let's see. I just landed a CJ4 at an airport, but it didn't recognize. I tried Alt-N, it spawned me doing 375 knots and crash. Yeah, I mean, right now, that's the one thing. When you do that and you have that whole situation going on when you land and whatever, make sure you just take off. Don't do the skip, because if you do this, well, it's just... If anything, just avoid using skip as much as possible, because I've only heard bad things about it. It just, a lot of planes spawn in really weird, and it makes it worse. So again, if you run into that issue, take off again, and then open the communication tab. It should pop up with like a nearest airport, and then do all that stuff to get into contact with the airport, full stop land, and you should be able to land normally.
Hospital's just a few minutes out
So,
from Jessica.
but yeah, I don't use Skip just because I've heard so many people talk about how many issues they've had, you know, going into Skip. Oh, the landing gear broke, or plane crash, all that kind of stuff. So if you can, try to avoid using Skip as much as possible, at least currently, because it seems to cause more issues than anything. And yeah, shredding, at least it wasn't the 737, because that would definitely be a very expensive fix. Looks like we're reaching our second to last waypoint here. I mean, we're not going to go all the way around. Well, it's not gonna cut us too much time here, because we'll break off of nav mode and then just do our own thing at our airport. Which, let's see how the weather's doing. We have less wind now, 8 knots. We do have a tailwind again, which is nice.
CDWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, contact forward center on 128.2. Good day.
My 737 just stays on crew. I won't fly it right now. Hey, at least you're still making money off of it, so that works. Oh, God, I don't really have the audio on long, so I'm not really paying attention to it. My bad. Oh, no. My aviator performance on my beta build profile is going down. The horror.
Echo Delta 2914, 11,000 feet.
CDWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, forward center, altimeter tree 004, radar contact, continue approach.
Stay strong, Jessica. I'm so proud of you.
But yep, I think this week is going to be primarily focused on diving into other planes. I mean, if we don't end up getting private charter, we can just do some free flights in the Diamond, because there was some good fixes for that, as well as... Let's see what other planes had some fixes going on here. We've already done stuff with the 125, the Skyship. The Air Tractor, I mean, we've already done some stuff with that. We've done stuff with the 737. The F-8, I'm not really too worried about diving into the fighter jets. I mean, it's just... They're cool to fly, just kind of mess around with, but... If it's not career-related, I don't really care that much. The X-Cub. I feel like we've done some stuff with that already because of search and rescue. The CL-415, we did a stream over that, hoping to see some fixes for it. Still an absolute pain to fly that. But yeah, the Diamond DA-62 received a ton of fixes and improvements, so I think that'll probably be our next one to dive on into. We've, of course, flown the ES-30. We might do another stream with that, too, just to see if it continues to be a fun plane to fly, finally, because we've done a stream over it. It was working so much better in Sim Update 2, so... But yeah, everything else, hot air balloon, I don't really want to do a stream with that, so I'm not too worried about it. So a couple more planes to kind of dive into and see what's going on. But yeah, other than that, we should be getting, of course, beta build number 4 this week. Be nice if it comes in early and then gets beta build 5. Because as I've been saying, I'm really hoping to see we get to test out heavy cargo and super heavy cargo. I'm assuming that's primarily the main reason why the career modes are separate.
Can you rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
Because I'd be surprised if we don't see that at some point in this beta period.
1 is a yes, 2 is a no.
But we'll find out soon enough. Poor plane, look how filthy it is. Its first flight. Even crap on the windows. Sorry, I'm just looking at some stuff here. I still can't believe the Switch 2 is $500 or $450. That's just ridiculous. At least it made it easy for me to not have any interest in it, because I've had the Switch 1 forever now, but... And then $80 games. It's like, oh, I'm good. No thank you. At least it saves me some money, because I was originally interested in it, but then they shut off those excellent prices, and I said, well, not getting that. I mean, to be fair, the Switch doesn't have too many games that I'm particularly interested in anyways, but... I am also glad that the rumor was wrong that, you know, Flight Sim 2024 was coming to the Switch. I was worried we were going to see something from the that event. It's like, let's not do that, please. I couldn't find any missions for the ES-30 on Beta 4.10. Really? We'll have to experiment once we land here. Because, I mean, it could easily have disappeared just like the VIP stuff, so we'll investigate. I'll buy it whenever a new Zelda game comes out, like I always do. Nice. We're stuck between cloud layers. Love it. Oh, as usual, while I stream, I get hungry again. Well, looking at all these clouds, it's just making me hungry. But I still think the Caravan's been improved. This has been a nice first flight back into it again. Because I don't know if I can really blame that. I don't know if it's just the Caravan that has that happen when the weather updates or what the case may be. I mean, it hasn't happened since. But it was still pretty odd. I have not experienced this, but if you have a malfunction but still land safely in another airport, it'll still fail you, because if you're not landing at the airport you're supposed to, it'll fail you no matter what's going on. Which situations like that I'd love to see changed, because it'd be cool to make it to where, like, okay, instead of my plane crashing, I'm able to get it somewhere safely and then maintain it and have a cheaper fix, you know, going on. I think that'd be kind of cool. If it can take into account like an engine malfunction, but I've landed it safely instead of it just like, oh, you failed it. I mean, I guess the way it works currently is it's like you didn't do the mission, right? If it just fails you. But yeah, I still would like to see some stuff like that. All the under 200 mile missions did not allow me to transfer the ES or buy another. It was odd. Gave up and went back to the stable build and got a couple CJ4s at a discount to beta cost. Yeah, it's weird. We'll have to see what's going on. We'll have to absolutely see what's going on. I might have to restart the sim because, again, I don't know if the marketplace refreshes while you're in it or what, but we'll find out. How much time do I have in the sim now at this point? We are up to... I wish the Xbox app would have the store again. I don't know why they had it years ago and then they got rid of it. 29 days, 10 hours, and 3 minutes of Flight Simulator 2024. Excellent.
You are doing great, Jessica. Hardcore.
But yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything I was wanting to talk about today. See, this is another downside of doing a long flight just continuously. Is, I mean, you pretty much talk about the plane, you talk about the sim, you talk about what's upcoming and what you'd like to see fixed, and then it's just like, okay, let's get to the airport. But that's why it just, for me personally, I like doing shorter flights, because then that way we can dive into another plane, another area, all that kind of stuff. But I still think it was a fun flight. And Claudio, I don't add anybody to my friends list. A little shot of the wing here. Excuse me. There we go. Nice. Because I did the whole friends list thing a long time ago, and then it all just fell apart because then people were joining parties, and it was just a mess. So I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again.
You'll see, Jessica. Opelousas General Health System South Campus has state-of-the-art equipment. Everything is planned for your arrival, and the medical crew will take good care of you.
Let's see. But yeah, I've been really enjoying doing the little short videos regarding changelog. You know, anytime a new beta build comes out, it's great just diving through it, letting you guys stay up to date on what's been further improved, added, all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure we might even see it today or tomorrow. I would imagine we're going to start getting into the beta build 4 for Sim Update 2. We'll see, but rest assured, whenever it does come out, there will be a video covering it, of course, letting you know what's been included with the new version. One thing that's really weird about SU2 is the fact that satellite imagery has degraded again. I'm not sure why this keeps happening. I'm not sure what changes get made, but we always get to a point where it's like, oh, it's crap. No, it's great. Oh, it's crap again. Oh, it's back to normal. It's just, it's very weird. I'm not sure why that keeps happening, but At least it's happening in the beta and not in the live build, because the live build should still be looking good again. But yeah, the aerials have been kind of hit or miss for the past couple months. Because that's why I was wanting to bring that up on the Xbox side of things too, where, you know, it just kind of has the same issue going on. Hey there, what improved? If you scrub back to the beginning of the stream, we went through the entire change log of the Grand Caravan. Some improvements to the autopilot, avionics, the flight model, all that kind of stuff. So it's been a lovely, lovely flight with the Grand Caravan. But yeah, if you scrub to the beginning, I went through the entirety of the changelog. Look how many bugs we're hitting. Oh my goodness. Gonna have, what, about 10 extra pounds on the aircraft here.
CDW-132, Mike Echo Delta, 29er14, contact Fort Worth Center on 126.325. Good day.
Oh, I hit enter. What are we doing?
126.325, CTWN32.
But see, that's what I'm talking about with the enter button and the quick acknowledge stuff. It still needs some work, because sometimes you hit it and it just doesn't do anything. Unbelievable.
CTWN-32, Mike Echo Delta 29er14, Fort Worth Center, altimeter tree 005, radar contact, continue to anite.
And here, I thought this was going to be a 2-hour flight. We're approaching 2.5. Unbelievable. Isn't it always like that? You get closer to the destination and it just feels like it takes longer to get there. We made some good progress, though. We're just putting in a nice hefty test into the Grand Caravan. Because we are 14 nautical miles out from Papa Uniform Delta Juliet Echo.
Temperature's normal. Respiration's a bit slow. Supplemental O2 should make it easier to breathe Austin, okay?
I'm going to bring our power up a little bit just to get a little bit more speed going. Should be able to get up to about 160, 165 knots, possibly. Hey, FMJ, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a fan. Oh, god dang, I'm seeing pictures of food now. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, but welcome. Hope you're having a great Monday. It is time for food. And then once we pick up this waypoint, we'll start our descent, and then we'll just get a nice turn into the airport. We're not going to do that extended part, because I am in no mood for that. No mood at all. Just ate salmon and green beans. Well, good for you. That sounds excellent. I have no idea, Angel. I don't fly in sim rate, so I don't know if that's been changed or not. 737's been excellent out of sim rate, though, for me personally. But yeah, I don't use sim rates, so I
Sorry to
have
bother you.
no idea.
I'm gonna check your eyes with my pen
Just
real
need the
quick.
half peanut.
Fine.
I ate that 2 hours ago. I'm out of half peanuts. I see screen tearing. Is that the streaming or is that actually there? Shouldn't be any screen tearing anywhere. Let me see. I see a bit of it in the stream, but yeah, that's not happening in my computer. Hang on. Is VSync off or something? Oh, that's why. There we go. Should be good now. Let's find out. There we go. Yeah, that was just in the stream for some reason. How can I fly at night? You need to go for the missions that have the red dot. Those you can change the time to whatever you want it to be. If you so choose.
If you feel any turbulence, don't worry, it's normal.
Okay. I was just wanting to see something. I've started to fly with no sim rate since I got the 20 CJ4s. I've now started trying to unlock the whole world map. Nice! Very nice, FMJ. Caravan is so slow it doesn't feel like a short flight feels like Caravan nowadays. See? But if you're trying to use SimRate and an airliner on Xbox, then yeah, I'm not surprised it's having issues. But yeah, I mean, if it's just... Anyways, I just... SimRate, with my experience that I had with early on, it just seems like it creates more problems than anything. At the moment. Plus, you eat into your passive income, right? Because it's only counting, you know, if you do a 20-minute flight that's normally a couple hours, then you're only getting 20 minutes worth of passive income. Alright, we are on our way to the final waypoint, and then once we reach Alpha November India Tango Echo, we will start our descent. I mean, nice, simple descent, nothing too crazy. We're only at 11,000 feet, so don't need anything to go too crazy on. Do I have passenger services with the Caravan?
Pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
I have no idea.
If you hear me, please
We have
say yes.
passengers,
1 is a
so yes and no.
No.
Man, these clouds are getting thicker as we get going here. Even the ones above us starting to turn into an overcast day. As we head to Louisiana. And yeah, we're almost here. Should be a pretty decent airport to land at as well, nothing too crazy. And we are going for 3.6, right? Yes. 5,999 by 98 feet. And a whopping elevation of 75 feet. Weather, we're still around 9 knots. Not too bad down there. Showing scattered clouds and 15 degrees Celsius. So should be a relatively simple landing here. All right. Are we close to... No, I don't think we're close to New Orleans. I know
Stay
nothing
strong,
about
Jessica.
Louisiana.
I'm so
No, I
proud
think
of
New
you.
Orleans is here. All right. Can't wait for them to make the Airbus Beluga and super heavy cargo playable. Yes, I'm very much looking. I love flying the Beluga. It just sucks that I can only fly it in free flight right now. I want to enjoy it in career mode because it is a blast to fly that thing. And then, of course, getting heavy cargo with the Saab 340 and the A330, which the A330 absolutely needs improvements. That is probably my least favorite aircraft in the entire sim. I mean, that thing was terrible. Goodness. The Super Guppy, I would love to see that in the sim as well. I'm surprised it isn't. That would be such a fun, like, local legend or famous flyer type aircraft to add into it. Can anyone help me? I'm at all specialization for firefighting. I did the initial mission. Oh, god dang it, man. Nose is killing me. But it still shows up on the hangar menu that I unlocked it, but nothing is available as if I did not complete it.
Hopefully, you learn to manage it with experience, and it's a part of the job, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a lot of the world map unlocked? Because you might just not be seeing any missions in the specific areas you have unlocked. C-130 would be nice, absolutely. Got the C-17, so let's get a C-5 in here. Yeah, they're still alive. They just got a paper cut, so we're delivering them to a hospital that specializes in paper cut repair.
CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, contact Houston Center on 127.85. Good day.
127.85. CDW
Don't mind me spamming the enter button.
Echo Delta 2914.
Making sure we get that contact going.
Houston Center, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, 11,000 feet.
CDWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, Houston Center, altimeter tree 004, radar contact, continue to enter.
I'm going to up your painkillers, Jessica. Should make things a bit easier.
Hey Rudy, welcome, welcome. I have been loving my time in Sim Update 2 so far. The first 3 beta builds have been excellent. All right, let's see here. There's our airport. So we're probably about, I'm gonna say 42 nautical miles out. Oh, it didn't even, weird. I didn't have the waypoint, just the boxes, okay. Whatever then. Just under half on our fuel. Oh no, we're 48 nautical miles away from this other waypoint. My goodness gracious. It looks closer from here, especially with 8 nautical miles. This doesn't make any sense. Unless I'm just making it too big. 8, 6, 9, 9. I guess I'm just hoping it's close. Oh! Had another weather update. Oh, it didn't change much though. Weird. It just went from 25 to 27 knots.
Austin, what will happen when we land?
Once we dive into some other planes, I'm going to be interested to see if that happens too when the weather updates, or if it's just the Caravan.
Jessica will be in good hands, and you'll get full update there. Don't worry.
Because for some reason it's just,
Okay, thanks for your patience.
I don't know, acts weird. I'd like to see some air ambulance missions like they show in the trailer loading screen. Oh, you're talking about the... I'm sure that's going to be coming. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that loading screen that we don't have. You know, rescuing people at cargo shipwrecks, firefighting missions with the helicopter, the remote heavy cargo missions with the A400. That's not in here either. So there's a lot of stuff that's still coming, which is exciting. Leo, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. And that's still the plan, yes. End of April for SU2's release. Obviously, all depends on how everything's going with, well, at least from my experience, it seems like Sim Update 2 is going very well. So, but yeah, end of April is still the goal for a public release of it.
David, any previous medical conditions for Jessica I should be aware of? I'm just checking to make sure the medical file is up to date.
No, nothing I can remember.
Good to know. It's already noted in the file. Thanks.
It's weird when you're back here, the instrument panel's on. When you're going through the seats, there's just a just a very short area where it shuts off. Down to 36 nautical miles away from the last waypoint, and right there is where we're gonna descend. Because then once we get to the airport, we're just gonna turn and land. And then check a couple other things out. I'm gonna finally eat some food. Oh, man.
Jessica, I'll be monitoring you during flight. Just standard procedure.
Oh. Almost shut off the PC by accident. That would have been good. And now people are going to be like, oh yeah, you almost accidentally did it. You just want to go eat some food. It's like, yep, power went out. My bad, everybody. Oh, man. I doubt that, FMJ, because my map is not what it is. I already have most of the map unlocked in my main profile. Here, it's hardly unlocked at all. But yeah, I've done that too much time already on my main profile. I'm good. I've noticed they lowered the price of fast travel at some point, because I was doing some more opening on my normal profile, and it's way cheaper than it was originally. Even going across the globe is like 50,000 now. It used to be a couple 100,000 to fast travel. And that's why I don't do much on stream Halloween. We'll do these from time to time, of course, to test out an updated aircraft just to see how it does in a longer haul, but this is why I don't do much.
How long have you been with this medical team, Dr. Hart?
I've been part of this crew for about a few years now, and we've already worked with our pilot too, which is a great thing because we need to trust each other and good coordination.
For the size of Brazil, they really need to add more missions. Shockingly small amount of missions.
914. You can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Continue VFR.
Houston Center, CEWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914. Cancel IFR at this time.
But yeah, especially after a world update where they've, you know, added some more airports that were handmade and so forth.
IFR flight plan.
I agree.
Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved. I'm gonna go ahead and assume we're not in range of our airport yet. But always worth a shot. And unsurprisingly, we're not next to it, but we're getting close. And now at least we can do whatever. I'm glad they said that to us pretty early. Normally it's always like right next to the airport before they start letting you do what you want to do here. Go 1,000 feet per minute. Bring back our power.
Are there any concerns or update about my sister's status?
As we said, we're monitoring closely for any signs.
And let us begin our descent. Notice our wind is up to almost 30 knots now. Well, I mean, you can do that. Here, hang on. Let's test it out. I just don't do it because I don't feel like dealing with it, but oh, wait, what? Flight of St. Landry Parish. What the heck is that? Oh, that is it. What? What was I looking at then? Anyways. Approach. Let's just see what's going on. 128. Just want to see if it updates or not. I doubt it does, but because I think if it only works if you set it here. I should have looked beforehand, but Hulk. What is with the airport name here? Like, why is it so unicorn? I don't know what Polk is. That has nothing to do with the airport, so I don't know what that's showing up for. But no, it would be nice if you could just do it manually and then, you know, go,
Try not to worry.
you know, talk to
We'll
them.
get Jessica to
As
talk
opposed
as soon
to
as possible.
Sorry, I'm just really concerned about her.
Just hitting a button. So no wonder I don't do this often, because it doesn't really do anything. Well, it was worth a shot. Maybe something changed, but no. Well, that's exciting, FMJ. And I'm sure it's used a lot as well. Unbelievable. When is the stream coming? What? What do we mean? Oh, we've already gotten to the... Okay. Keep lowering on down, then. We'll go 500 feet per minute. We don't need to go too crazy, since we don't have a hefty descent to do here. Oh, the next one? It'll probably be tomorrow. We'll see. We shall see. By the way, no smoking and seatbelt on, please. Blind our patient with the cabin lighting on.
You'll see Jessica. Opelousas General Health System South Campus has state-of-the-art equipment. Everything is planned for your arrival, and the medical crew will take good care of you.
We must have passed the last waypoint because now we're on just a random thing. Okay, hang on. No, we're not doing this. Go on heading. Get off of nav mode, please. Thank you. Because, yeah, we reached. I mean, it still shows, but almost every plane doesn't follow the route right. They need to work on that still. Because the next waypoint was... Because it always adds this random crap to it for some reason. I don't know why. Oh. Hang on. There we go. Clear. Oh, no, clear. Oh, just cleared everything out below. Oh, that's alright. We'll get there the rest of the way ourselves. But yeah, every plane always just has this random crap that's on it, and then it just kind of does its own thing at that point.
Doctor,
It's gonna get a little bumpy back there.
Just having you here is a great thing, but thank you.
And I appreciate it, Matthew. Glad you enjoy it. And Claudio, I'm glad you enjoy it as well. And into the clouds we go. Trying to learn ILS approach, and it's so confusing. Just successfully landed my Vision Jet in a very little visibility in VR. Very nice. Very nice. descending. And a bit more to the right as well. We're starting to head towards the airport. We don't want that.
You are doing great, Jessica. Hardcore.
I mean, we should still be breaking out of the clouds before we get too low, but I thought they were saying it was partly cloudy. No, it's scattered clouds now, okay. Winds have gone up a little bit, not too crazy, but 14 knots. It'll still be a headwind, so we'll have to deal with too much of a crosswind landing here. Always love flying through the breaks in the clouds that you go through. Always looks so cool. Let's go to 1,500 feet. Because, I mean, the airport's elevation's only a whopping 75 feet, so... Hey, and I see the ground. Got an interstate or something going on below us there. Showing 8 nautical mile visibility as well. I hope so, because over here it's not looking like it. And we're not that far away from our destination, so... Either it clears up really quick, or I'm getting lied to. One of the two's going on here. But I mean, we're still at 4,800 feet, so we'll be well below the cloud level here in the next probably 1,000 feet.
Austin, please update Jessica's medical file and send the update to the ground team.
Oh, there we go. Yep, was just looking a bit more intense back there. Excellent. Not seeing our airport just yet, but it should be over here. Oh no, it shouldn't be that far off. It should be over here. Bring that power on back. Because we'll keep most of our airspeed because of our descent we got going on, so. Not particularly too worried about that. I think this is that. So kind of in this general area is our airport. Get our landing lights on. Let's also get into contact with our airport already, so that way I don't forget that.
Hospital's just a few minutes out now, Jessica. Your room's already
There it
booked.
is. Traffic.
Select suite room service.
Runway for landing, runway 36, full stop. Announce our position.
Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2 Niner 14, 11 miles northwest.
This isn't a
3,000
towered
feet.
airport, so
On to land, runway tree 6, Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic.
we should be all right. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard to find a triangle airport, an old army one, but I still don't see anything. I see a tower though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I never do any of those teardrop things or anything like that. I kind of just do whatever I feel like most of the time. But yeah, I typically go for straight-in approaches most of the time, or I do these types where I kind of go along the runway right off the bat if I'm going, you know, having to turn around. But yeah, it just depends on the airport, but most of the time it's straight in. Oh, there it is. I see it now. Right there. There's our airport. Yeah, that's a great runway. My goodness. Thing is gigantic.
Do you ever get used to the adrenaline rush of this job?
Hopefully, you learn to manage it with experience.
Perfect.
And it's a part of the job you know.
I think we started descending at the perfect time. We've already announced that, and that's updated, which is great to see. Glad it recognized that we already talked to him as opposed to kind of just pretending I didn't do that.
Patient okay for landing, but be quick and smooth.
Patient okay for landing, but be quick and smooth. It's serious
David,
there.
Please keep your seatbelt buckled.
All right. And then we'll announce final, of course, once we're lined up. We're not going to do it yet. So we'll go a bit out, of course, and then we can make our nice turn, and then just pop right into runway 36. This is what I love about career mode, though. It's like it brings you to airports that you typically would never ever fly to. You know, it's just it makes it nice just to have it to where, like, I don't even know where I'm going, but we're going to it.
Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta.
That's weird. Surprised he's saying that on his own.
1,700
I didn't even hit anything.
Land, runway tree 6,
There might be a bit of an
Kilo Oscar
echoey
Papa
effect
Lima
with the
traffic.
audio. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so I can hear the plane and everything. So if you hear some weirdness with the ATC, that'll be why. Alright. Break out of autopilot and let's get going here. Had to adjust my setup here. It didn't feel like it was in the right spot. Get our first notch of flaps in. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to use, really. I don't need to go too crazy with that. I don't like having over flappage going on. And that is absolutely the correct terminology, no doubt. Good old flappage. little bumpy because we're hitting that crosswind right now. Hopefully my reverse button's set up the way I want it to. Guess we'll find out on the ground.
Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic, CTWN 32. Mike Echo Delta 2914 is on final. Runway tree 6 to land. Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic.
Got a 16 knot headwind. So we'll keep that in mind, because obviously that's why we're trying to keep our flaps not too far extended. That way we're not creating a bunch of extra lift that we don't want. Especially once we get that ground effect going on. It is throwing us around though, my goodness. Oh, there's enough wind socks at this airport. There's 3 of them. Oh, wow, we're already here? What in the world? I did not realize we were that close to the ground. I thought we were higher. Ugh, not a great landing, but... I'm not used to flying this thing anymore, you know?
That was our wheel hitting the tarmac, Jessica. Told you we'd get you here quickly.
But yeah, I thought we were... we were still a little bit of ways from the ground there. I was like, oh, we're here. Okay. It's alright. They didn't complain back there, so it's all good. It probably didn't help that I was at this camera angle. Kind of made it seem like we were higher up, too. But yeah, it was thrashing us around before we got there, but not too bad. Hey Gene, where are we headed next? I'm headed to the refrigerator because this stream is going to be wrapping up. But yeah, you get so used to other planes, so it's just, you kind of forget. Because once you're in a plane, you kind of get used to where you're at and where the gears touch down. So it's been a little bit. Well, that was a great flight with the Caravan, though. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad we were able to have a fun experience with it. So I'd say there's been some nice changes for it in Sim Update 2.
Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic, CTWN 32, Mike Echo Delta 2914, is taxiing to parking, Kilo Oscar Papa Lima traffic.
Sorry, I'm not looking at you. I was just looking at the taxiway. I'm not trying to be creepy or anything. Don't mind me. Love the little forest going on over here on the side. Looks nice. What a lovely flight. Where's my hub? Colorado. 24 is gorgeous. I agree. And Steve is really spamming up the chat. No, Gene, I do not know. Hopefully it'll be back in one of these future beta builds. But you are not the only one. You're not missing out on anything because it's just not there at the moment. What's in the fridge? I don't know. It's a surprise. Because I don't know what I'm going to have just yet, but I know I'm going to have something. It's just weird because it doesn't look like it's super tall either. But I think it doesn't look tall just because of the extra little undercarriage stuff. So, I mean, it is really tall, but it doesn't look that way just because of that. That's okay. It was still a decent landing. Little bounce there. No idea who that is, Steve. PC-12 is probably gone because we're going to be getting a new build of that. Hey, healing and healing. It's going great. We just wrapped up a 3-hour Grand Caravan flight here. Testing out the new updated version of it. And Blaze! Oh, it's Blaze. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Chop this guy up.
Well done, guys. Smooth and easy. Thanks to you, Jessica will arrive on time for treatment.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Smooth and easy. Thanks to you, Jessica will arrive on time for treatment.
You said that already. Why'd you say it again? No, that was great. Really happy with the Caravan after that. Much better flight. I still got a 69% on the landing smoothness. I'll take it. Oh, look at that. Patient's health 100. Medical procedure compliance 100. Love it. We've done a TBM video already. Oh wow, it actually went up. What in the world? Even with the ATC things? Oh my goodness. That's incredible. But here, let me double check some things really quick that were brought up. That was a fun flight though, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, there's all the fire stuff. ES-30. Do I even have one? I don't think I have one. I guess I do. Why is the name blanking? I know it's Heart H. There it is. Yep. There's missions for it. I'm not going to do it. I just want to see if it transfers. Yeah. There we go. So there's that. What else are people talking about? Oh, the PC-12. I can see if anything's sitting there for me or not. Yeah, I think it's gone because we're going to be getting, maybe we'll get that new build this week. That would be pretty sweet to check out it'll get rid of the pressurization issues. So that's probably why that's gone currently. And I think it was just the ES30 and then that. And then, of course, again, there are no private charter or VIP flights in the beta currently. But yeah, that's probably why the PC-12 is gone at the moment. I'm glad you enjoyed it, FMJ. Alright, so anyways, see if the marketplace was updated. If not, I'll restart the sim just to make sure. Because so far it's looking the same. Oop, wrong one. Yep. Oh, no, it did update, because now there's a B-52 that's poorly rated. Oh, no wonder, it's made by MS Scenery. The ones who spam the marketplace with all their garbage all the time. Yikes, what is that? Why is, like, oh, that looks horrendous. I think it just needs to get to a point where if a developer consistently releases garbage that's poorly reviewed, they should get kicked out of the marketplace. I'd rather have less stuff come into the marketplace if it means the crap is gone. I mean, they always make just garbage that's always poorly rated. But anyways, so it still looks like we have nothing new regarding career mode. Everything is still just free flight. Unfortunately, most of the stuff is fighter jets. I don't know why that's so common anyways, but whatever. But I at least thought like the Cessna 182Q was going to be career support, but no, not very highly rated either, actually. So, we're not missing out on anything, apparently. So anyways, there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to wrap it on up there. Thank you for the help earlier with the update. Got it done and everything is running much better, thanks. Oh, that's awesome, Marcus. Enjoy Sim Update 2's beta. Should be getting another beta build here quite soon. So, and yeah, there's dinos, like there's so much crap. Like I don't understand why anybody would ever buy it. But yeah, there's dinosaurs and whatever else. It's like, no, I'm good. I don't need a boat. I don't need trucks. I don't need off-road vehicles or any of that nonsense. All a bunch of garbage. So, again, thank you guys so much for the support. Glad you guys continue to enjoy Flight Simulator on the channel. And I'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.